All right, welcome to the collective perspective, where we go over just a rather brief amount of gameplay and kind of give our opinions on, graphics, story, gameplay, the, basic performance, depending on what system we're playing on. This time we started off with Borderlands 3, and yeah, so far, pretty good. If you don't know what Borderlands 3 is, then you're probably living under a rock. Obviously, it's technically the fourth in the series.
So, fifth if you count the, what's that, Telltale Games story?
Nobody counts that.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So, yeah, obviously there's Borderlands 2, then they had the pre-sequel, which takes place in between those. I haven't played that one yet, but I plan to. And then we got Borderlands 3. So far, it's pretty damn good. And I'll just kind of go over some of the basic stuff. So, we got the graphics. It's still got the same basic stylized look that it's had since the first game. And for this being, the most recent, just came out a few days ago, I think it looks pretty nice, pretty crisp. The textures are nice and clear for what they're going for, where it's kind of realistic, but not so super serious. And the kind of cartoony, cel-shaded graphics, I think, are perfect for their style.
Yeah, I can't really add any more to that. That seems about it. Still the same old Borderlands style, and runs good.
So I guess the next thing is music, and I don't really know what else to say. I mean, it gives good ambience, when you're running around. It just kind of has some light music going on.
What made you
and,
decide to be a vault?
like the other games, like stuff starts hitting the fan, and the music ramps up, and it's pretty good. Kind of adds to like the tenseness of having bandits everywhere and opening some skulls.
I think they kind of started off like they did Borderlands 1, where they had Cage the Elephant. No Rest for the Wicked. I think they're trying to get another new hit song out of the beginning intro of this one, but
I think the song was decent.
Pretty good.
I don't know what the heck it is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know if I heard Cage the Elephant before playing the first game, but that one really stuck with you after watching the intro, though.
Yeah.
This one, I think, it was good, and I think the intro of this game is a little bit longer. It kind of gives you more of the music while they're showing kind of stuff going on.
Kind of gives you more of a background, too.
Yeah. I think, the transitions between, fighting and, when it starts and when it ends, it's kind of hard to tell from what I've played, because it's just like, once you're done, it's like, okay, it's done. So, but it kind of has kind of a definitive end. I think it does transition to kind of a sting when the battle, the heavy music stops.
That dun type of thing, and then you're done.
So you really know, when stuff's starting and when it ends. And I think that kind of works, because then you're back to okay, everybody's dead, so now it's nice and calm.
Yeah, now you can get back to looting.
Yeah. The shooting's done, let's loot. Next up's the story.
Now, I played a little bit more than Keen since I own the game. And I've gotten it probably about 8 hours in, so I'll give a little perspective on after Keen gives his 1 hour.
So yeah, it's the whole point of this thing, because I don't think I even mentioned that at the start. The idea was just kind of give a quick hour gameplay, so that's all I pretty much did. And like Mallyk said, he owns the game, so he's got a little more time into it. So I think, just like the other games, I think this one does a good job of, the tutorial is fairly short, but it does a good job of telling you, the basics for the controls, but also setting up the basics for the story to get you into the game. And then once that's done, it's here you go. You go out and play. They're done with telling you the controls, do your thing, and then you just get into the basic story of it. And there is quite a bit of story. It's you go out, you do your stuff, you got more story here, then you go back, then you get more story, and I don't know, it keeps building.
Yeah, and it keeps going after that hour. There's a lot more side quests, a lot more of the Borderlands goofiness. There's there's one quest you got to run and get some lady coffee, and of course that all kinds of shenanigans go down with that. So it keeps up pretty good, and it's pretty enjoyable. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that it's still got the humor. I think it's probably got more humor than the previous games. The bandits are, just this 1 hour that I played was freaking hilarious.
Then they added female bandits in it.
Yeah, that's adds another little aspect of that.
Yeah. That way it's a little bit more equal instead of just killing men. You get to kill women too.
Women can loot too.
Yeah.
All right, so the gameplay, I think like first of all the controls are nice and smooth. They work how you tell them to work. In the mechanics with like just they've added a lot of mechanics into this game that they didn't have in the previous ones.
You have a lot more skills you can activate instead of just like the turret you throw out. You can, like on who was it you were playing as?
Zane.
Zane. He has 3 different abilities that he can choose from, and it's a lot more options. I think it feels pretty good.
He said like everybody more or less starts off where you can throw grenades. I guess Zane, once you kind of level up a bit, you can decide to not have grenades and have another skill, so he can have 2 things instead of whatever in a grenade. So that'd be I mean grenades come in handy sometimes, but I don't know if I had the option to like throw down his shield thing, his barrier, and also throw out that drone thing. I'd probably do that and just stand back and shoot.
And at least from the intro movie, it looks like his drone can drop grenades. So,
so it's like, just have the drone
do it and blow them up remotely. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think all the classes so far, well, I guess we've only played 2, but the other 2 look pretty interesting, and I think they have a lot of quirks.
You played just like the kind of soldier kind
of... she's got a big mech. It's called the Bear. You can summon in, and it's like you're an invulnerable tank for however long it lasts, and you can kind of choose to specialize more into that or more into just being yourself, of being the tank yourself. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of neat features. Of course, the Siren chick, I have no interest in playing, but she looks pretty cool. And
like even in the first 2 games, I didn't have much interest in the Siren. I think her abilities, I don't know, they only mostly work, it seems like, with if you do elemental stuff a lot, which why wouldn't you like that anyway? But like, it seems like melee is where it needs to be because it blasts out stuff.
I think that's kind of her thing, is get into your face and just beat the hell out of you with your fists or her psychic fists. And then there's that hunter, what was his name? I can't remember his name.
It's like
Flack, I think is what it is.
With a 4 in there.
Yeah. He looks pretty cool. He looks like the guy from the first game, Mordecai, where he has a beast that's constantly out there. And
but his is more, he's got like a skag or whatever instead of like that blood wing.
Yeah.
Does it?
And I don't know if he has different... I don't know if
does it follow him or does he have to summon him?
No, I think it follows him. Because I know I was reading something where some people said during some cutscenes, your pet would get in the way of people. I mean, that's kind of a downside, but I mean, he looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the AI seems to be a lot better in this game.
Yeah.
They're taking cover or jumping out of the way.
And they got the dudes who will run at you, but then they'll like leap into the freaking air and like slam down and everything. Which I tried to shotgun one out of the air and I just barely grazed him.
That brings us on to the animations. I think the animations are just amazing.
Especially when I noticed, when you're going around and somebody runs at you and then you shoot them, they'll fall to the ground or they'll flip back. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Or when you shoot somebody through the air and they'll fling over a railing or whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, the animations are they're fluid. I think it's fantastic that they added in when you hit somebody, they'll either fall to the ground on their face or back or flip through the air.
Yeah, and they run a lot more realistic too. I don't know if they did motion capture, but it's pretty cool to see them weave and dodge, and it's pretty good. I like it. It feels good. And being able to see your own legs and feet again.
Yeah, you look down and you're like, hey, there I am.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games that you look down and there's the ground.
Yeah. And as some of the gameplay shows, when you crouch, you see your hands and they're doing their own things, and it's pretty cool. They're not just a gun floating in the air.
And of course, there's no falling damage or anything. I guess they decided that just kind of sucked after the pre-sequel. They took that out because you're on the moon and fall so slow or something.
Yeah, that's nice to have in. And then they have the sliding, so you can, if you're sprinting and you crouch, you slide into cover, you slide, or you just slide, period. I don't know, you slide in whatever the hell you want, I guess. I don't know. That, and you can kind of pull yourself up ledges, which is kind of nice. It's a nice little added feature if you can't
instead
quite
of
jump up
there.
there.
Here's this ledge, and you jump and you're just I can't make it.
Yeah. Now you'll grab it and you can pull yourself up. That's a really, really nice feature.
And then I guess for now, until we like kind of flesh out more stuff, we got performance. For the recording that you're seeing, I was just testing it out on Mallyk's laptop. That it's got a i5 9th gen. It's got a RTX 2060, I think, with like 6 gigabytes of RAM.
Mm-hmm.
And then the system has 32, and it's running off an SSD. Started off, it was running pretty good. I mean, it looks great, but at certain areas, you kind of did run into some slowdown where stuff was kind of popping in and loading and whatnot. I'm not entirely sure why that would be, because it's got decent specs.
I think it's more of an engine issue. It seemed like even the first 3 Borderlands running off Unreal Engine 3, you would have that initial pop-in of all the textures.
Yeah.
And I think that might just be an engine issue. I don't know. I didn't have that problem when I played Gears 5, but...
Yeah, so that's probably the engine that they're using.
Yeah.
I don't know if I noticed any of that sort of thing in Borderlands Enhanced Edition. I think it might have still had some of that. But I know, like, the earlier games, it'll load up and you'll see everything up here, and then but the textures kind of look like crap until it just loads up and clears it all out.
But really, other than that, I mean, and that slowdown is really just when you do a transition from map to map. And once you're in the map, you don't have any issues.
Yeah,
you don't have any
once it loads up for like a minute or, well, not quite that long, but you get, after
10,
a little
20
bit,
seconds, you get a little bit of...
Like I got to one point where there's a spot where I was like running around kind of in a little circle because it was having some jitteriness, and I was seeing when that would stop.
Yeah, I did feel like sometimes the UI was a little sluggish when you popped into that. Hopping around those menus to change your quest to go back to the map to find out where you're supposed to go. There's no real smooth transitions or easy way of doing that. I kind of feel that could be fleshed out a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it'd be, if your quests in the map in a lot of games are really pretty linked because it's showing your waypoints and all that, there should be a lot easier way to kind of toggle which quest you're on there.
Or it'd be nice just to see, like, have your main quest really highlighted and the other quests faded out, but you could still see where you're supposed to go.
Instead of, like, here's your one waypoint for this quest, and you got to go to this other tab to switch which one shows up. Yeah,
that's kind of a pain in the butt. But and then I have another laptop that has a 1660 Ti in it. It's got a Ryzen 7 3750, I think it's 3750H, about 24 gigs of RAM. For some reason, Asus and the Republic of Gamers has a 8 gig or 16 gig soldered in, so I don't know. That's kind of a pain in the butt. But so I got that. I got an SSD on there, and I mean it runs great at 1080p. It's no slow. Well, it still has the same issue, the slowdown with the pop-ins and the menu, but everything else runs great. I mean, it runs fantastic. I think it runs. It's got a 120 hertz screen on it, and it runs at the full 120 hertz. Great. I mean, it's really good. And I know the 2060, I do have that running at 1440p.
Is that the resolution that's on the laptop?
No,
or you have an extra monitor?
I have it on my 4K monitor, so I kick it up to that. 4K, it ran. I did have to kick it back a little bit on some of the things, but I thought, no, it's a new game. I want it to look good. It looked great at 1440.
Now this is
ramped it up.
I didn't check while we were playing, but like, are the settings all the way up?
Yeah, settings are max.
So we're on max settings, and it ran. Apparently it's the engine itself is the only thing we had any trouble with.
Yeah. Well, we did have that door that looked kind of
there was this door like. It was that's pretty much like the first mission.
Yeah.
And like the texture just looked fuzzy, but everything else was nice and sharp. But then after like that door got like smashed open by, I guess, Claptrap going through it.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it then, and then the textures looked nice. And I wonder if there wasn't some weird, like, I don't know if it was an intentional thing, like because of that magnet, but you think that seemed like it was something that they turned on, then all the crap started going.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and that could have been an engine issue as well, but...
Yeah, maybe it was some weird thing, like that texture wasn't sharp enough because the door had planned to be ripped open. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
But really, that's the only issue we saw with textures, other than the stupid pop-in, but...
Yeah. But that's like, after a few seconds, it kind of goes away, and then...
Yeah. I'd be all right. I think they wanted to get you loaded in as fast as they could. Where I'd be okay if it took another 10 seconds to load into the area and all the textures rendered in the background.
Yeah, because it didn't really have like much for loading screens at all. But
no, not really.
Could that have been just like it's on an SSD?
That could be.
We just have too much performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
The game's not fast enough to keep up with the performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think graphics overall looks great. It's the same Borderlands feel, except better textures, better resolution, depending on what your settings. So if you're running it on low, obviously it's not going to look as good as having it maxed out. But yeah, I think the graphics were a definite plus for me.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. It looks great. Textures, you can definitely tell, are better than Borderlands 1. But when they updated Borderlands 1, and
I mean, you think it's comparable to Enhanced Edition or even better?
I think it's better than the Enhanced Edition. I really do. And I think that's just an engine thing too, because it's still
more on probably terms of Borderlands 2 or whatever.
Yeah. Enhanced was great, but this looks phenomenal. I think I have no issues with the graphics.
And music, I think it's the same old Borderlands music. Probably a little, obviously it's different music itself in this game, but it's there. Kind of gives you a nice chill when you're just wandering around. Something starts shooting at you, it starts going, or whatever's nearby, and then it fades after you kill everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like the intro song sounds good. All the music that they have in cutscenes, like the sound effects are great too. I mean, guns sound like guns. And they have so many, I think, in this game.
Yeah. I think the way the characters speak to each other is nice. Each character has a different feel, and they say their own things, and that's pretty cool. And so I'm with you. I think it's a good. Music's good. Audio's great.
Yeah.
It's never, like we were saying, it's not Breath of the Wild quality or anything, but it's I think it's pretty good for what it is. And,
So the story, I mean, I think even at this point, I don't know what the full length of the game is, but I think at this point, the story apparently just kind of keeps building.
Yeah, I mean,
so there's no lack of story, and then of course you've got side quests, which they probably have pretty good story themselves, right?
Yeah. Well, like I said, you got when I had to run and get a coffee for a lady, and it turns into killing a bunch of people and all kinds of things. I think it was like a coffee ball. It was nuts. It was fun. Yeah. I find myself chuckle every once in a while at the game, and that's nice to do, and it keeps you engaged. A lot of days I'm sitting at work. Well, I guess I didn't do it a lot of days, but a lot of times I'm sitting and doing something, and I want to hop back into Borderlands because I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah, story so far over about 8 hours has been good. Unlocked a few planets, and I think they said the main story takes about 30 hours. So it'd be interesting to see where it goes. And then I noticed, and I read up a little bit about it, was how we know was when Keen made his characters, it was you had a cooperative mode and you had a coopetition. Coopetition, that's it. So you had the cooperative mode.
Disable friendly fire or something?
I don't think either one of them have necessarily friendly fire, but I know the cooperative mode, everything is instance loot. So if Keen opens a chest and I'm next to him, he gets his own set of loot, I get my own set of loot. We don't battle over it. Now the coopetition mode, that chest opens up and it's a free for all. You get whatever you get, and if I want something he has, he can trade it with me, or we can duel to the death for it, which I think is kind of a fun little thing. Of course, it's just easier to give it to me, but.
If I'm going to use a sniper rifle and he's going to use a combat rifle, then why do we need to fight over it?
Yeah, just toss them back and forth, keep going. But that's pretty neat.
All right, the controls. There's not really much to say.
The only issue I have on the PC is V is your melee key, and it's kind of out of the way.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of switch it to my middle mouse key just so it's right there.
I used to switch that onto one of my thumb buttons on the mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, game mechanics are great. They added a lot of stuff. Whatever, we already talked about it. Kind of at more length. A lot of the stuff, alternate, fire modes for a lot of the guns, and the animations are nice and fluid. More animations, different things. You can knock people down and all that. I think so far we're shooting on a lot of pluses. I mean, there's minor things, but nothing that's going to put you off from the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything has been game breaking that I hate this game because of this or that.
It's not like the controls are sluggish and I want to try to do this thing and it just won't work.
No, I think it's fantastic.
Game ran great. So, I mean, I guess our main issue, what we kind of narrowed down to, is just the game engine. And I mean, if you have some patience, let it load for like a few seconds, and then it runs great.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I wouldn't call it's a minor annoyance, but it's not game breaking or anything. It's not gonna like if you want to get the game, get it. It's not gonna piss you off too much, I don't think. But it is what it is. They could patch that up probably.
Yeah, and it is what it is too. It's not that big of a. The zones are so huge that it happens very rarely for for you to even have that. Even in the missions, a lot of them are on the same map, so it's just you run up to it, you can run in, and you don't even have the transition. So
instead of having separate little areas in every area.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's not too big of a thing. But what do you think overall? I mean,
overall, if you want to get it, or if I'm waiting like myself for it to come out later, maybe have DLC with it and everything before I really make a decision. And I probably would buy it on PC, and I don't have one myself yet that can run and everything, unless you guys want to help me out with that.
Yeah,
but I'd say overall it's a good game.
Yeah, I mean so far I'm having a blast with it. A few little quirks here and there, but I mean, I think it's been great. I really enjoyed playing it. I think it's one that I'll probably definitely play through with the character I got now, and I'll probably end up playing with a couple other characters. So I mean, it's been fun.
I might try to play through the other games, and then hopefully by then I can get this one.
Yeah, it's
play Enhanced Edition, pre-sequel 2.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's been good. I would say at least for the base game so far, it's been really good, and as long as they punch out some updates pretty quick, I think it'll be something I can stick
iron
with.
out some performance issues.
Kick up some performance issues. So.
And that's really our main thing with it. Everything else is great, minor performance issues that they could patch up probably.
Yeah,
it's good besides that.
Yeah.
So I think overall, I think the collective gives it a big old thumbs up.
Yeah.
Go
for it.
Yeah. Go get it.
The only issue that I say right now, if you get it on PC, you got to go through the Epic Store. You can find me, of course, easy enough. Follow me on Discord, and you'll see it.
So but yeah, it's out on Epic Games Store, and it's on. Is it on Xbox One and PS4?
Yep, it's on both those.
So if you're on console, you're good to go.
I foresee a Switch release. Of course, they haven't said anything, but
I mean, if they can, they've had some pretty good ports over to Switch. Some have been sloppy. I hope whoever manages this one can get it to run pretty good.
Yeah.
So you've seen our stuff. This is our first review that we've done, so it's probably kind of sloppy, but that is the collective perspective. Borderlands 3 is good to go. I'd recommend getting it.
Yeah, I'm recommended as well.
So
leave some comments below. Let us know what you think we could do better. I know being our first video, there's going to be a lot of things we can do better, but
definitely let us know what you thought of the game, and more importantly, let us know what you thought of this video and how we can improve upon doing reviews.
Yeah.
So until next time, I'll be seeing you.
See ya.
What the fuck are you doing?
You're sleeping, man.